Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because free money is not even going to help you guys. Nope, not a chance. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it. This channel was started getting people grants, getting people SBA money, getting people EIDL money, and helping people. I'm incredibly good at this. Now, the thing about this is a grant is not like a loan. You don't have to pay it back. There was recently an area that gave out $2.2 million this last week in grants, and everybody's cheering this, going, this is fabulous. This is going to change everything. And that is the city of Oakland, California. Now, East Bay Community Foundation put together a grant program where you could get between $5,000 and $25,000 for your business, and it was basically something you didn't have to pay back. Now, I feel for these business people. I really do, because they're struggling. And there's one guy that was in the article talking about how he runs a cheesecake business, and every weekend they are lined up out the door to get his cheesecakes, but other times they're not. Now, here's the thing about this. Oakland is a war zone. Oakland is a hellhole. Oakland is awful, 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 awful. And when you lose places like Target, Walgreens, In-N-Out Hamburger, Denny's, uh, Pizza Hut, all these different restaurants, the Nordstroms, everybody, when they leave, you've got a real problem. Well, add to that, the Oakland Raiders left. Okay, they didn't leave for Vegas because it was great. They left for Vegas because it was a complete S-hole. Okay, did I say Oakland A's? Oakland A's, Oakland Raiders, they're all going. Okay, the point is that these community grants are great. They do help people. They're going to give people needed relief. The only problem is that they're still going to have crime in the area. They're still going to have people not get arrested for robbery during the day. Nothing is worse than having a business that you have to worry about how your employees are going to get there. And my buddy Mike was telling me about the human factor with people getting sick. That's the worst part about running a business, is hoping everybody's going to show up, hoping that they've got an assignment. When's the assignment due? Okay, it's due Friday, and the guy's sick. The guy's not there. Now, we can't control certain things like that, and you want everybody to be healthy. But now throw in the crime element. Throw in Mike's staff getting robbed. You can't even fathom that. Nobody can fathom that. So giving these people money, I'm all for it, but I'm also for cleaning up Oakland, because it's a complete mess. My son's friend, she had a girlfriend that went to school with her, and I'm going to go live in the Bay Area. It's going to be great. Her first day here, she went to In-N-Out Hamburger, and they broke in her car and stole everything that she had, just shattered the windows and everything while she was getting food. Well, how awful is that, guys? Who wants to live in there? There's the funny joke about Adam Schiff getting robbed and having his rental car get smashed and all his personal belongings getting taken. And then when he went to the CVS, he had to, get shaving cream and everything that was under lock and key. And the clerk blamed the Democrats, which was funny when you think about this. But it's not, because you don't want to live there. Your business value, your home values, and your home is your home. I have people that live in different areas. They're never leaving those cities. My buddy Mike is never leaving Texas, loves Texas, but he has to work through what they have to live through. Oakland, these people grew up in Oakland. They want to stay there, or do they? So I had hundreds and hundreds of people get grants. I had one woman that the record was 4. She got 4 grants. Money she didn't have to pay back for her business in Arizona, over $300,000. And God bless her. Thank God that happened, because it really did save her business during COVID. But is $5,000 the answer? Is it? Is $25,000 the answer, based on your sales, based on the employees? And I like this. I always like this, based on need. Well, I need $25,000. Don't you need $25,000 to help your business? We all do. So with that being said, it's kind of funny how they put these different limitations on this stuff. So there is a thing called UBI, Universal Basic Income. And the problem with this is it makes people lazy. It really, really does. You know, when you have welfare programs and you don't have people that have accountability for their money every month, it does not motivate them. Now, I understand that there are disabled people. I understand that there are sick people, people that are mentally incapable of maintaining a job. I also understand that there's people out there that want a job. You know what I mean? And just because they're disabled or they have a mental handicap, they want to bag groceries. They want to go and collect shopping carts. They want to be amongst everybody to be normal. Now, there is a trend on TikTok, and I swear I wish I could send you these videos. There are women out there that have had 7, 8 kids, and they collect $6,000 and $7,000 a month. They drive BMWs. They are living on the welfare system. And right now, with the new administration, these people were making videos bragging about this stuff, and guess what happened? They got shut off. This is terrible. What am I going to do for my 7 kids? Go get a job. That's what you're going to go do. Go get a job. Now, here's the thing. One woman famously, and again, I wish I could show you this video because it would really answer all this. And she would go out and buy sodas with her EBT cards, her food card, and then she would go to the parking lot and dump out the sodas. Instead of donating it, giving it, just to waste it. And then she'd take the bottles and recycle the bottles, which was stupid. I mean, it was just a waste of money, but it was our taxpayer dollars, and she had to spend this money. So she got arrested for doing this. And the cops pulled up, for welfare fraud. Oh, how dare you say this is fraud? I mean, this is my food, my money. I can do whatever I want. It's not her money. It's our money that these people are pissing away. That's different than these grants. So I walked by the cliff right there, and it's just super windy right there if you got a blast of that. But I'm for the grants to help businesses. I've helped so many people get these things. There's been things like the FedEx grant every year. There's been the eBay grants, all these different things. If you guys want me to ever post those again, I will do that, but you have to be a grant machine. You've got to fill these things out all the time. You don't apply for one grant and just go, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky. Because one thing that happened with that East Bay grant is there are some people that rightfully did not get it, maybe applied a day late or didn't complete the paperwork, but they were the most needy people. Still didn't get it. There are people there that are doing fine for whatever reason, and they got more money than other people. It always happens. It's inevitable. So let me know if you agree with this stuff, because I'm telling you, when I was a kid, they used to talk about workfare. Well, what's workfare? Well, it's welfare. We have a job. I've got kids. I was a single dad and I had kids, and I had to work during that time. And it was done as a strategic thing to get me away from my children because they wanted to make me broke. So didn't work out. Didn't work out the way they thought it would. There are opportunities everywhere in this world, as far as business, as far as money, as far as assistance with everything, knowledge, everything. I've told these stories a few times, but I really love to learn things constantly. And, as I get older, and my health and how I could, diet a certain way and lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks and it would be no big deal. Well, as you get older, it just doesn't happen that way. So you got to rely on different advice from different people to make it work. Okay. So it was supposed to rain today. So I thought, I'm still going to go down to the beach. Everybody wants to see that. And then mom yoga's in full force. So let me know what you think about this so far. Do you feel good about these businesses getting this money, or is it too little, too late, not enough when you have crime? When you have all that crime, what's it going to do? Here's $25,000. You can't hire a security guard with that money. You've got to use it for the business. It's not going to bring more customers in with more money. It's not going to help. So I really want to know what you think so far about that. The clarity of where we're at right now. Things are not good in the economy. Late Friday night, this was Friday night. This was almost like a banking shenanigans thing. With all the news that we had in the news cycle, Friday night, we get notice that the United States of America is getting downgraded by Moody's right now. And you can sit there and say, what's that now? Well, the credit rating's downgraded. and you have to borrow money. Everybody does. We all have a credit score, and we've talked about this. I could bring my friend Sabina on, Sabina the lender, and she'll explain it to you in great detail. And the thing about this is that you've got to maintain your own credit line. The United States of America has to maintain its own credit line. People are worried out there about our country. People are worried that we're not going to be able to pay our bills the same way that we could 6 months ago, a year ago. Well, that means one thing, that the economy has taken a major turn. Okay? There's a lot more to cover. Now, one thing that affects each and every one of us is banking. And one thing that we want is we want healthy banks. We want banks that offer us good service, that have to meet certain requirements, that are financially strong as we put our money in there and trust them. Well, the Trump administration wants to change certain requirements right now and make it so that the banks don't have to meet minimal capital requirements. Now, what that means is, based on the amount of deposits, this number has been lowered over the last decades. And the banks were required to hold a certain amount as percentage to the number of depositors that they had. I'm going to change that. Going to make it even easier and easier and easier for the banks to operate without having those pesky restrictions on them. Now, this is nuts, guys. There's a great article below that covers three things. And, Section 1033 is one of them. Also the other thing that they're doing right now is they're making it so that restrictions that we've had for like 2 decades, some of these are being lifted right now. You don't want this. None of us want this. We want a bank that's going to be financially solvent, a bank that's going to be strong, that's not going to have any problems right now. So, I'm not for this at all. You can clearly tell that. But the idea with it is that they want to make it so that they don't have to follow certain rules. They want to make it so that, like with 1033, I should have explained a little more. They want you to be able to share personal information with fintech, financial tech companies. These financial tech companies are not banks. They're not regulated by this. We've already seen fintech companies go out of business and there be no insurance for people. You don't want that. FDIC, I think, is a joke. Okay, I think that in lieu of a huge problem like Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, there's a new sheriff in town. If something like that happened again, I don't think there's going to be a bailout for these people right now. I really don't. And what you have right now is you've got all these people that were written checks last time. All these people in the biotech industry. I'm telling you, Silicon Valley Bank, I ran into them so many times at different events. This was where you put your money if you had a startup and you were in the science community in any way, shape, or form, whether it be med tech, biotech, you were making a device, doing a blood test, anything. It was a great bank to deal with. But these people, some of them raised $10 million. It was in that bank. Then they went out of business, and these people got their checks back because Nancy Pelosi was involved in that shenanigans. But that's not how it is for everybody. Understand that. So, let me know what you think. It's very sad when businesses close. And part of giving people this grant money is to help them survive, help the community, keep people open, keep the landlords happy, everybody. There was a store chain called Daily Table. They had 5 stores at their peak. They were ran from a former president of Trader Joe's. And one thing that this guy did, which I thought was brilliant, was if you are on a SNAP program, if you're on an EBT program or the welfare program, and you're getting food subsidies, produce was 50% off in his store if you used your card there. And some people complained about that, but overall it was to get people to eat more nutritious stuff instead of crap. So I thought that was great. I just thought, what an amazing thing. Milk products, regular milk and 1% milk, down to 1% milk, you could get 50% off milk as well. Well, this place finally had to close. They said it was economics, could not survive, could not sell during this time, and they're going to liquidate all their inventory, and which is sad because some of the best intentioned things are not going to work. Credit right now is kind of slowing down. Listen to these figures, because they're saying, oh, we're slowing down borrowing. The first quarter saw people only borrow $167 billion. Wow. Our personal debt, including student loans, credit cards, car loans, mortgages, $18.2 trillion. Crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But the biggest problem is the $1.6 trillion in student loans. People are not paying their student loans right now. And, the thing that you're saying, and I'd love to bring Sabina on about this, is that here you've got everybody, talking about, will this affect my credit? Yeah, it's going to destroy your credit right now because you're not paying your bill. Try to get a credit line increase. Try to get, that car loan, and you're going to pay more of an interest rate. And that's the thing that people go out and they payment hunt for a car. God, if we could get an $800 payment, we would be great. Okay, well, payment's going to be $940. Can we make it? Yeah, we can. It's not really the way to do it. But people right now, people are convincing themselves, instead of living in reality right now, they're trying to convince themselves that everything's going to be okay. I'm telling you guys, I'm one of the people that believes that business is going to suffer right now. And when you have Daily Table, when you have a store like that goes down, that is trying to help people, trying to do good in the community, and that can't survive, what's next, man? What's next? So let me know what you think so far. It's a lot to cover. I want to finish this video with one of the instructors of what we affectionately call mom yoga, and this is Cheri. Okay.
Hi, I'm Cheri. Nice to meet you.
Okay. Cheri does private yoga instruction. She does Zoom. She told me about her international clients, and I will make sure I leave the link below for you guys. But I always love coming out here, and it's funny. Like I was telling you, if I don't come out here and I skip a few weeks, people write me letters and say, you got to go out and see mom yoga. So
absolutely, it's incredible. Come out and join us.
So I will leave the link for Cheri if you guys want to get any private lessons or anything. But congratulations. I love this business model. I love how many people you get out here. And it's funny, like I was telling you, people thought it was going to rain today.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was going to rain today, but it didn't.
Yeah, so we got very lucky.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And I'll leave the link below for you.
Okay.
And okay, thank you.
Bye.
So 2 things to finish the video with. And the first one is, I grew up and went to high school in Tustin, California. And it's funny, across the street from the high school, 1 block down, was a vacant lot that's been vacant for about 30 years. It used to have a Sizzler there, and now just has a Jack in the Box. KB Homes, the country's one of the largest home builders, put up these monstrosity condos there that are unbelievable. I mean, who would want to live there? But they start at $900 grand, and they're right up against the freeway. And the one thing that we've joked about with my friends that still live in the city is that, hey, I think you're going to be able to reach out from the freeway and hit one of those condos. But $900 grand. If you read the link below, they describe it as park-like setting. This is so beautiful. It's such a great place to live. Guys, it's condos that start at $900 grand. Now, think about this. For those of you that have bought a new home, you know what you're dealing with, and that is, do you have, you want granite countertops? Do you want, you want the nice shower head? You want this? And all that stuff just ratchets up the price. So you're going to see these condos go for $1.1 million easily, 1.2 without a doubt. Final story is, we are seeing such a rash of auto insurance going up, health insurance, and homeowners insurance, and renters policies. I spoke to my auto agent this week, and I had, I was a victim to the State Farm, 19% increase. I said, wait, this is too much, guys. This is just, it's ridiculous that we're paying this. And they came back and they were like, okay, well, let's see what we can do to save you money. It's too much, guys. So I'm selling cars right now, getting rid of that. It's time to do this. And you have to look at everything and reevaluate. You may have to change companies. And I told them, I said, if you guys don't get this down, the last claim I had was when they stole the catalytic converter out of the front of the house. And again, for the 3rd time. But that was ridiculous because it took them 2 months to fix the car last time. So Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Again, Cheri was very nice. She, you know, loves it that I come out here and film, and was very complimentary. So onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. Okay? Email me hello@iallegedly.com.